Now I shall talk about certain disorders now. First we'll talk about jaundice now. Jaundice, it is caused due to blockage of common bile duct. It is caused due to blockage of sometimes the common bile duct which carries the bile juice gets blocked due to the formation of gallstones or due to the formation of calcium oxalates or cholesterol. As a result, the bile juice, instead of entering duodenum, it mixes with the blood. It diffuses into surrounding blood vessels, mixes with blood, and thereby causes jaundice, which is called obstructive jaundice. Obstructive jaundice. So obstructive jaundice is due to obstruction of the bile duct by cholesterol or by oxalates, so on and so forth where the entire body turns yellowish. Peripheral parts of the body also appear yellowish, like eyes, then cornea, then nails. Then urine also turns yellowish, that is called obstructive jaundice, And the jaundice which is caused because of virus is called hepatitis jaundice. Hepatic jaundice, it is caused by virus, like you learnt already, hepatitis B virus, hepatitis A virus, C, D, E, 5 kinds of viruses are there All of them belong to the family enterovirus group. Enterovirus group, So this enterovirus group causes hepatic jaundice, which is also called hepatitis, Sometimes there is a bacterium called leptospira. Leptospira. This bacterium also causes hepatitis, Invariably it is caused by enterovirus, Rarely, you find the incidences of the jaundice being caused by a bacterium called leptospira bacterium. Then it is characterized by various symptoms, where digestion of the fat is hindered. Okay, the urine turns yellowish. Then there will be anorexia. There will be lack of appetite, anorexia, and several symptoms crop up in the jaundice. And jaundice patient is avoided as far as possible. Avoided, oily food, okay, fatty food and all that, because body is not in a position to digest and assimilate the fats, that is jaundice. The next you have diarrhea. Diarrhea is caused by several bacteria. Cryptosporidium bacterium, okay. Sometimes Escherichia coli bacterium, okay. Several bacteria cause diarrhea. The characteristic symptoms of diarrhea are because of characteristic symptoms are loose motions, loose watery motions because of retention of more amount of liquid content because of secretion of more amount of mucus, okay. The diarrhea is noticed. Diarrhea is also caused sometimes by Entamoeba histolytica also causes a kind of diarrhea which is called amoebiasis. Amoebiasis is caused by Entamoeba histolytica. The characteristic symptoms: watery discharge, loss of water content from the body, dehydration sets up in the body. Then there will be irregular bowel movement. Irregular bowel movement is also noticed, abnormal bowel movement, abnormal frequency of bowel movement. Frequency of bowel movement is noticed. This is the characteristic symptom of this. Abnormal frequency of bowel movement is noticed in diarrhea. As a result of that, there is watery discharge, loss of salts and loss of water, dehydration sets up in the body. When it becomes acute, even the patient is kept on saline. Otherwise, sometimes it may even cause death of the person. And diarrhea is one of the symptoms for several disorders like cholera, typhoid, various disorders. Diarrhea is one of the symptoms. The next you have constipation. Constipation, there is irregular movement of bowel. Irregular movement of bowel. Because of irregular movement of bowel, there will be retention of the solid waste in the colon region and rectum region here now. And the constipation may occur due to lack of fibrous food in the gut, in the diet. If you don't take proper fibrous food in the diet here now, that reduces peristaltic movement. Because of reduced peristaltic movement and irregular bowel movement here now, there will be retention of solid waste here now. There will be a lack of water. Lack of sufficient amount of water also may result in constipation here now. Okay, and prolonged constipation may lead to hemorrhoids. Prolonged constipation may lead to hemorrhoids. We call it piles here now. Fissures, piles, fistula. Okay, one of the reasons for all these disorders is constipation here now. And next you have ulcers. Ulcers are caused because of several factors here now. Because of irregular feeding habits. Irregular feeding habits here now. Okay, the ulcers may crop up. We keep on changing the feeding timings, like at a particular time you may take 12 o'clock, the next day 12:50. Keep on changing the timings of your food here now. It may result in ulcers, because when you start taking food at a particular time here now, the alimentary canal gets conditioned for secretion of various digestive juices here now. At the point of time, if there is no substrate in the alimentary canal here now, digestive juices which are released into the alimentary canal, they start damaging the innermost layer of the alimentary canal, which may result in ulcers. This is one of the reasons here now. Next one is Helicobacter. Helicobacterium. There is a bacterium called Helicobacterium. It is also responsible for causing ulcers here now. Sometimes Entamoeba histolytica infection may also result in ulcers here now. Intake of more spicy food also may result in ulcers, duodenal ulcers, gastric ulcers and all that. Then because of stress, also people may get ulcers. Stress, whenever the person is subjected to stress your medulla oblongata is activated. The medulla oblongata in turn sends signals to the alimentary canal through vagus nerve. Consequently, the alimentary canal secretes more amount of digestive juices preferably HCl and proteolytic enzymes, which may erode the innermost layer of the alimentary canal, which result in ulcers. So because of irregular feeding habits, because of Helicobacterium infection, because of Entamoeba histolytica infection, spicy food, stress, all of them account for the ulcers in the human body. Gastroenteritis, it is also an acute form of diarrhea called gastroenteritis. It is again caused by the bacterial infection okay, where the person is bedridden, and sometimes it may lead to death of the person also. And it is mostly a kind of pandemic disorder. Once certain people get it spreads very fast, it spreads to the entire area, and thereby resulting in heavy mortality. Gastroenteritis, it is also caused because of bacterial infection. Kwashiorkor crops up in children. Okay, it mostly is due to protein malnutrition. Because of protein malnutrition. Okay, because of deficiency of proteins in the diet children suffer from a characteristic disorder called Kwashiorkor. The characteristic symptom of Kwashiorkor is edema. Okay, edema of the entire body. There will be paunch-like stomach. Then swelling of the limbs may take place. Okay, then the entire hair also may appear slightly brownish. So edema is a characteristic symptom of Kwashiorkor. It mostly crops up due to deficiency of proteins. When the protein content is less in the body, in the blood blood becomes hypotonic, and the surrounding extracellular fluid becomes hypertonic. Consequently, blood cannot retain water. Water present in the blood plasma starts diffusing into the tissues and thereby causes edema. So Kwashiorkor, the characteristic symptom is edema, and is due to protein malnutrition. And there is another disorder, marasmus. Marasmus is due to deficiency of carbohydrates and fats. Marasmus is due to deficiency of carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats provide energy to the human body here now. So when there is deficiency of carbohydrates and fats here now, children suffer from a disorder called marasmus. Both kwashiorkor and marasmus are referred to as PEM disorders here. Protein energy malnutritional disorders. They are referred to as protein energy malnutritional disorders, PEM disorders you call them.